almost fell. Hello, it's that time of year to do our yearly goals. Last year when I did my goals, I had a really cute child sitting next to me, which made the video all much more fun. I don't have that this year because she's sound asleep, but instead, so I make sure that you guys keep watching, I'm just gonna stick in some really cute footage of her. Is randomly throughout. But a lot of these goals have to do with her, so I wanted to share them with you to let you know what we are doing with Naomi. She is 5 years old this year, she has Down syndrome, and we are homeschooling her. In fact, she's gonna be starting kindergarten this year, guys. Kindergarten. I made that sound way too scary, didn't I? But I'm also gonna be sharing some of my homeschool goals for my family. My kids have their own goals, my other 3. Hey honey, do you have any goals for the new year? Finish your Lego room. I feel like one of my goals should be to clean this chair because somehow I got something on it. Probably one of the kids. He buys and sells Legos. And he has a room that needs to be finished. Ta-da! This is a collaboration with Wendy over at Plan Prep Pray. She's awesome and she does this, it seems like she's been doing this every single year. There's a group of us girls that just like to keep each other accountable, and of course you can keep me accountable. So let's talk about some goals for my daughter who has Down syndrome. So last year, I did a video and one of my biggest goals was to really help her with her speech. And I went back and watched it this year and I was pretty dead set on getting her to talk more. I was very concerned. You can watch that video if you want. However, the speech therapist just gave me a nice little lecture about if the parent is not doing it at home, then she's not gonna learn regardless of how many speech therapies she's going to. And I have to confess, like, we have not been working on what she needs to work on at home. And that is because I haven't really known what to work on. Because I have not been able to go into her therapies because of COVID. But guess what? I like nailed it, man. I nailed that goal. Not only did I get her a device and I worked really hard with her on speech, but I got a new speech teacher. Therapist. She's not a teacher, she's a therapist. Not because the one that I had was just like a horrible speech therapist, it's just that Naomi had grown out of that situation and needed something a little different, and now my speech therapist is flippin' amazing. Not only is she extremely positive, she's encouraging, she pushes Naomi, she's patient with Naomi, and she lets me sit in and she works with her on things that she's interested in. But I also get to see how to use the device properly. I take my homework home and we work, which you probably have seen me do many times on this channel. Naomi has definitely increased her words and I just want to keep going down that track for real. Same with all my other things that she's doing. Physical therapy, she's doing her aqua therapy, she's doing her physical therapy, and they're going really, really well. She's also doing dance, and she is extremely physical. But the one area that I want to really focus on when it comes to the physical therapy is I want her riding her bicycle with training wheels. We do have one for her. We love being outside, my family, and you don't really see that too much on here because I'm not gonna carry a camera around when I'm riding a bicycle. No, I don't have a GoPro yet. Bicycle. I want her to ride her bicycle with training wheels. That is really hard for her to do. She has to push a certain way, and that's definitely a goal. Consistency in potty training. Now, I did do some potty training videos early on when I was so hyped up and ready to potty train. I was gung-ho. I was gonna conquer the world with her potty training. I know that sounds really weird, but I really was. It was gonna conquer the world. I didn't conquer the world, by the way. I mean, you would have known if I conquered the world, but you know. I have now discovered, it was a good thing that I was gung-ho because I got a lot done during that time and got her in the right direction, but I've also learned that it is probably going to take a lot longer than I expected. She is wearing underwear more often than diapers, and that is one of the areas that I want to really push her towards, is get rid of the diapers, get her more into underwear. With that being said, I have to be more consistent with taking her to the bathroom and reminding her of the steps that she has to take and all of that fun stuff. It's just a process. I mean, we all have to be reminded how to do that stuff, right? How many of you have to remind your husband to flush the toilet? He actually reminds me. I've heard the toilet flush and she's still in here. What are you doing? Oh, we're brushing our hair. Can mommy help? No. Okay. Moving on. Kindergarten. She is going to be going into kindergarten this year. It doesn't mean that we're going to jump her into kindergarten curriculum because she is really not ready for kindergarten curriculum. We're going to continue doing preschool curriculum with her, and that means more sorting, more colors, more words, more numbers, more counting, more letter shapes, pre-writing skills, and I'm just going to keep diving into that and getting more and more consistent with that. Right now, I'm spending about 15 minutes a day. I do like to do 2 sessions of 15 minutes a day. I want to get more creative. One of my goals is for her to read, but that's, like I said, a lifelong goal, or at least like a first half of your life goal. It's going to take her a while. I recognize this, but I want her to get there. And the 5th one that I want to set as a goal for Naomi is to be more consistent with her behavior. She is very, very strong-willed, if you have not noticed, which is a good thing because that's leadership skills. Guys, she's gonna rock this world. But I also have to be more on top of her when it comes to behavior. So when she does something wrong, like hits somebody or yells at somebody, I need to be more consistent with putting her in timeout and taking things away. Now that she's 5. Yeah. Or when I say no to something, I gotta stick to my guns. And that's something that I have to work on tremendously. I think every parent has to work on that because it's so much easier to just walk away and ignore the situation and let them get away with stuff. And speaking of behavior, I want to do that with all my kids. And that is one of my goals, is just to really not be that soft, squishy sponge that says I'm gonna do this and then cave or forget that I said this. You know when your kids come up to you and you've already told them that, you know, they have no video games for the day and they say, why? And then you literally like legit say, I really don't know, because you forget. Well, one of my goals is not to forget. The TikTok. 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 That's Isaac. Another one of my homeschool goals is time management. I want to take care of our time. And so some of the things I'm going to do to help out with that is like journaling, keeping the kids on task by reminding them, of course, disciplining them when it's needed, so we can have more time, quality time together doing the fun stuff like camping, biking, rollerblading, all that fun stuff. Going to the park, going to parades, going to mosey, museums, vacation, like the fun stuff. And also I want to be able to take more weeks off from school because I have a tendency when I homeschool, I just keep going. And I want to be more aware of that. I want to give them the week of Sukkot off when it comes up. I want to give them the week of Passover off in March. And over the summer, when we need to, take a week off or 2. When we are doing our schoolwork, we're doing quality work, not just doing like the ridiculous stuff, like copy work that's not fruitful, worksheets that are not fruitful, you know, busy work. I want to avoid that. I want to give them the work that is exactly necessary to help them with their development and skills. And I don't want them to get away with wrong problems either, because they're going to repeat those mistakes later on, and then that's more work for them. We don't want to go there. So it's being just more consistent and on top of things. That's one of my, I should just leave my homeschool there, right there. That's my homeschool goals, except I really want to learn Spanish and my kids really need to learn Spanish. And so one of our goals this year is we're going to finish history. So what I'm going to do is take a break from that history because we spent a lot of time there and instead bring them into Spanish. And I have tried so many Spanish curriculums out there and I've come to the realization that I cannot teach them Spanish because I don't know Spanish and I'm frustrated. So I almost need somebody else to teach us, another person. DVDs don't work, audio doesn't work, and I'm spending so much time setting it up that it just, I don't want to do it. So if I just have another person help. And there's a couple of options that I'm looking at. One of them is the Spanish Academy. If you've heard of that, and just give me some feedback if you think it's worth it, if we'll be able to learn it. We need to learn Spanish fluently. I mean, my kids are like more than 50% Spanish, and we live in Florida, and I think 70% of the population in my area speaks Spanish, so I need to learn Spanish. They need to learn Spanish. It's kind of necessary. Now it's time for my personal goals, me. I know I'm not the type of person that wants to spend all this extra unfruitful time on myself. I mean, one of my favorite hobbies is doing my YouTube channel. It's a hobby, it's a love, it's a passion. It helps me relax. Yeah, I'm that girl that enjoys editing because it feels like doing a puzzle. But I'm not gonna edit your videos for you if you have a YouTube channel, because I do have some YouTube goals because, like I said, this is kind of like my hobby. I enjoy it. I want to keep being consistent with these videos and sharing with you what you guys want to see. I would like to get, like, on average, above 1,000 views per video within the first week of coming out with it. That would be really nice. So feel free to share. And this is my reminder to share and like and subscribe kind of thing. One of my goals is to spend more time with my husband. But let's just be honest, I need to spend more time with my husband because I do push him aside. And I think we all do that, but I'll tell you what, we actually went on a date. Can you believe that? I think for a parent, both parents that have special needs, you know, sometimes you're so stuck taking care of your kids and thinking about your kids that you forget that you need to take care of each other. And we've been able to find someone to watch our kids without having to worry too much about what's going to happen when we're gone, so that me and him can take some time away and just talk. That's pretty much what we do on dates, is talk. And sometimes we talk about our kids. That I don't want to just talk about our kids. And I want to spend more time, quality time, building relationship with my friends. I actually have friends. That sounded so bad. But speaking of important things, for me, this kind of applies to homeschool too, is I really want to get the kids to read through the entire Bible this year. We've done all of the New Testament. We've done the Torah several times. 1st and 2nd Kings, we've done Samuel's, we did Joshua, and we got stuck at Psalms at one point. And we just skipped. We did Ezra and Nehemiah because those two really go well together. But I'd like to have them just read through as the Bible, because once you read through the Bible, you know how it's not intimidating anymore, so you're more comfortable skipping around. Does anybody feel that way once you make it through the whole thing? I mean, it's not like if you make it through the whole thing, like you all of a sudden know everything. No, you find out you don't know that much. You see what I'm saying? And for me, I really want to do a deep Bible study on Isaiah and Jeremiah. Why do we always skip those? I don't know. We're always studying the other stuff. We never do those two. But I want to do an in-depth study on those two. And of course, I want to really just focus on eating healthy in general for the entire family, instead of just making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches all the time for my kids. I mean, I don't do that all the time. I want to do more salads. I don't want to make this out to be an advertisement, but I totally am right now, okay? So we got a subscription box, HelloFresh. You guys hear about that all the time, and I just did it. With like the salads, I feel like now I can make my husband a healthy salad for his lunch at work instead of just pasta, salad, or sandwiches, or him just going to the vending machines and eating that for lunch. But eating healthier overall. I mean, one of the things that we found out is we're pretty sure that Naomi is sensitive. She is to, maybe not allergies, but sensitive to milk products. I know for a fact gluten messes her up. So I've got to really focus in on getting healthy foods for her that do not include gluten or dairy. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out that description box below and the playlist to keep all of us girls accountable. And until then, I'll stick some videos around my face right now, and I will see you guys in our next video. Have a great new year. Bye.